transformation, letting go, and just being open for something new and beautiful to come into your life. If I will not do any changes at this moment, then I will just die. That's how I felt. When we change just a bit something, we start seeing this reality from a new angle, from the new perspective. He stole money even from me. I gave him money, can you imagine? And he stole it from me. I was that close, guys, that close to death. Whenever one door shuts down, another one opens. What if I try something new? What if I invite some new fresh stream into my life? The past has passed. I invite the good, beautiful, and truthful. So in order to instill in you the positive codes of this card, death, you can use powerful transformations, and the way how you affirm the positive codes of this card in you will define further on the messages which you read in your next tarot reading sessions. Because in fact, you need to understand that your mind is quite plastic, and in case if you start transforming and working with your inner world, you start transforming your neurons inside your mind, establishing the new neural pathways in a positive, benevolent way, guess what? Your readings will change. The flavor of your readings will also change. So what are the positive keywords of this card? Transformation, benevolent transformation, and in the previous non-benevolent, let's say, cycle, and opening up yourself to the new benevolent cycle. Okay? So letting go, relinquishing any kind of control of the previous cycle, and just being open for something new and beautiful to come into your life. When you establish the affirmations to invite these new perceptions of this card in your life, guess what? You will start seeing life through the new set of lenses. So let's do it. Here is the set of affirmations which I prepared for you specifically. So here is the first one, the affirmation number 1. I am ready for transformative, benevolent, very important, benevolent changes in my life. Because transformative changes may be non-benevolent ones. So I want to establish those frames, those borders for benevolent changes in my life. I don't know yet what does it mean benevolent, but spirit, universe knows what is benevolent for me. So I am ready for transformative, benevolent changes in my life. What you can add here, pleasant changes, so that they would go in an easy and pleasant way. In case if you would want to do it in a very fragile way for you. I can let go of all what doesn't serve me. So I can let go of all what doesn't serve me, what doesn't serve my inner joy. Now let me give you a story. So when I was working in a very successful job in a big city, and I was manager of 10 people in my department, I was earning pretty good amount of money at that time. I was living in the city center, and I was considered to be like a successful lady, living on my own terms. But guess what? I was feeling like I'm dying from that life. I kind of achieved all what I wanted in life, but I felt like I'm dried out from inside. And I felt like it's time to do some changes. If I will not do any changes at this moment, then I will just die. I just will die. That's how I felt. And I think that I already told you that story, but I will repeat it here again. I just packed my bags and I went to the jungles. I needed to change my reality, just twist my reality 180 degrees so that I would see this world in a completely different way. And when I was in the middle of jungles, I remember I realized so much for me, and life started beaming out of me because I was that close to death there. It was a very, very dangerous trip. Now, I do not recommend it to everyone here. Of course, you want to do some change of your environment in a much safer way. I was a crazy nut, honestly. But what I learned out of that experience is that whenever we change something, you do not need to do like that drastic thing, but when we change just a bit something, we start seeing this reality from a new angle, from the new perspective. We finish something in the old cycle and we invite something in the new cycle. Now, another story which I want to tell you is I was in some kind of relationship with a man who wasn't treating me in a really respectful way. He was just like that alpha guy, you know, who was collecting girls into his series of wins. And I didn't really figure figure it out from the very beginning. And then I realized, oh my God, this is who he is. He's like a Casanova. And that was such a shift in me. Like I felt like completely being betrayed internally, and I felt like so stupid, and I felt like I was feeling even much more stupid because he stole money even from me. I gave him money, can you imagine? And he stole it from me. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid, on top of everything what I experienced in the soup of all those ugly feelings within me. And I just felt like I am not worthy at all. I can attract only such types of guys and all these stuff I felt. But then I just like, wait, stop. And I put all this nonsense on paper, and I realized I'm in that cycle of self-blame, continuous self-blame and continuous procrastination. Because of that, I couldn't do anything for a while. I think for a few months I was in that limbo, in the state that I couldn't do anything in my life. But then I realized, oh my God, the time of my life was so precious that I just need to do something with this life. And that happened exactly, by the way, in that moment when I moved to the jungles as well. So everything happened one moment, and I realized life is so much more than me pitying me or me calling me somehow in an ugly way. So I just need to shut down this door of me, previous me, and then I know that I will invite something good, beautiful, and truthful into my life. And that was my death card at that moment. And I was that close, guys, that close to death, honestly. And in that closeness to death, I actually realized how powerful life hunger we can have. And since that moment, it's just like that fire which keeps reminding me that we are here for a reason. And I am here just to tell you, out of that experience, you don't need to go through those crazy experiences like what I went through. You don't need to go through that pain what I went through. I'm just here to communicate to you that utter truth, and I'm pretty sure many of you will feel it, that whenever one door shuts down, another one opens. If you are continuously being recycled in the same thing again and again, how can you invite something new, beautiful, and truthful to come into your life? Just logically, it's not possible. So in case if you keep being sad, continuously frustrated, grieving all the time, maybe it's time to stop and say to yourself, with me it will stop at this moment. What if I try something new? What if I invite some new fresh stream into my life, right? So for this we have that affirmation: I can let go of all what doesn't serve my path of inner joy. Okay? And affirmation number 3, it's a logical continuation of what I told you above. I will accept the cycles of change easily, because I see that when one door shuts down, another one opens up for sure, guaranteed. It's period. Let's come back to science. I really love science. So whenever we are into that cycle, closed circle, nothing can penetrate that circle. It's just not possible. Is it logical? Okay? But if we just slightly open up that circle, we invite that fresh stream to come into our life, new perspective, new angle. How do we open it up? Through letting go first. The past has passed. And again, this card is all about timing, right? So the past has passed. I invite the good, beautiful, and truthful future moments into my present cycle now. So that's how you become the Lord of Time in here.